All right. Several of you asked some questions on social media, so I'm going to answer them. Um, First question was, how do you purge samples in Contact? Happy to show you that. So here's my contact with my, I call it JP Brass 1. You can figure out who that refers to. So anyway, it's all loaded up, as you can see right here. So how you do this is you basically go up to the, I don't know what, I should know what these are called, right? This pull down menu right here, and then go to Global Purge, Purge All Samples. And what that does is takes all the samples out of the, I just re-triggered the sample so it's back, but you can see how quickly it comes back. Purges all the samples in it, so it makes Vienna Ensemble Pro a lot less memory RAM intensive. And so I've done that for every one of my template, and I just save it without the samples loaded. And the other thing that someone asked, as far as expanding this, so what I've done, like here's an example of, here's my brass tracks right here, all of them. And then I also have on every instance of like woodwinds, brass, strings, synths, I have something called brass empty. And here I can add, whatever I want. And what I did in Contact or in Vienna Ensemble Pro is basically, this is my brass empty. So now I can just add whatever I want into this and as I go on the fly. I didn't show you this last time. I have, this is my anal retentive self, right? Former college professor. I have an entire book with all my sound libraries on it. So they're all listed by section in my template. So if I'm looking for something like, that I don't use a ton, like, I'm looking at this like alto Glock in carousel. I'm not using those on every track. So this tells me where they're located, especially if they're in a Contact instance where it's a file and it's not a, made for Contact instrument. So they're all here and in this lovely book, which I keep pretty updated. And it depends on what project I'm using, but if I refer to, I don't refer to it often, but I do. I think that was all the questions you folks had. Somebody asked what the RAM was on my project when it's fully loaded. So with the Vienna Ensemble instance up and running and my DP Digital Performer 11 in this case up and running, it's basically using 24 gig, of RAM, little more than 24.41 gig of RAM. So as you can see, I have way more than I need, although sometimes when I'm editing videos, I do need that much. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to do another video, and I hope, I hope just me showing this, like somebody said, and it's so true, there's a million different ways to approach doing this. And, this is just how I do it. And I'm always open for suggestions, obviously, on how to do things. And somebody also said, too bad it couldn't be a one-step process. But, having to, you could load up the whole thing, have this thing all loaded up, but it takes forever to load, I've found. And this just loads up so fast. And anyway, that's how I work. And, any more questions? Please feel free to ask, and I hope this helps somebody. And it's all on one computer. That is actually a clone of my setup here on an iMac Pro, just in case this one goes down, which it did once. We won't get into that. So hope this helped.